Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 520. We've been trying to record this for quite a while, but things, internet, ice storms, snowstorms, all
Yeah,
sorts of things,
it's been a busy
illness.
week.
It's been a week. So I am Laura, also known as Lala.
I am Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les. Today is Sunday, the 21st of February. Like Laura said, we had an ice storm winter storms this week. We both live in Mississippi at the northwest corner of Mississippi. And snow more than like half an inch or an inch is unusual in this part of the country. So,
but we also had it combined with like temperatures that were record lows. Like it's
right.
never gotten this cold in Mississippi
And stayed cold that long.
Ever. Yeah.
Since records were kept. Yeah. So, most of our area has just, I mean, we're lucky. We're not Texas.
Oh, yeah.
And we have power. I mean, I lost power for like 4 hours, but
yeah, they've been doing rolling blackouts, which is fine. Like, I don't mind that. I just need them to announce it ahead of time so I can plan.
But yeah, most everybody in this area just sort of stayed home for several days. So
if not a week and a half is what I have not worn a mask or seen other human beings besides Leslie because she braved the storm to come see me. Since the Wednesday, like a week and a half.
Yeah, that's true. Forgot that, but yeah.
Yeah, so for me, it's been a nice recharge of what's going on in life. So yeah.
Okay.
And then in 2 weeks I have spring break and I'll be another recharge.
Oh yeah, I forgot about spring break.
So yeah.
Okay, well you're not in the middle of your
Ooh.
Thank you. That's something I cannot fix in post-production. So.
I'm on a rolly chair, so I tend to roll around when I'm on a rolly chair. All right. What would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first? We've done this so many times. We're like off our rhythm now.
I'll go real quick. So I don't have a ton that I'm working on right now. The primary thing that I'm working on, I just pulled a stitch. The primary thing that I'm working on is a crochet blanket. This is Granny Goes Large, and it's by Sandra Paul. It's free on Ravelry and on her blog. It's a bunch of different colors of Stylecraft DK. This is 100% acrylic, and it's the first time I've used this yarn, and I actually like it. I mean, you can tell that it's acrylic if you like with most acrylics, if you rub it, you can kind of feel a squeakiness. And you can, if you're looking for it, you can find it, but it's actually a really nice kind of lofty yarn. So I'm happy with it. And I think I got that at Lovecrafts.
You did, and they own Webs now.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, so I've just been working on that. I was on call this week, and it was a week. So it was a very busy one. So I didn't get a lot of crafting done. But the other thing I'm working on is I'm part of this, or I subscribe to this monthly sewing box, and it's called Indie Stitch, INDIE Stitch. And you pay like $50 a month, and you get the fabric, the pattern, the notions, the thread that you need, as well as like a little surprise. A little,
and
like,
how's the size? Do you like pick your size?
How does the sizing work? So the sizing is good, but not great. The sizing goes from like 2 to 26. This is US sizing. So it's good, but it's not great. So it's like the equivalent of extra small to 4X-ish. And each month you get to choose between a couple of options for your fabric, usually. And I think you have the option to skip the month if the pattern's just not to your taste. So far I've been happy with everything they picked. So I haven't made
The
everything.
sweatpants that you did were from them. The tank
Mm-hmm.
top, that was from them. Yes? No?
No, the Versa Cami was not from them.
Okay.
Um, but I've got several other items that I'm getting ready to cut for. So this is the one that the most recent one, and it's called the Tammy Revolution hoodie. And it's got a lot of different options on it. It's a pattern by pattern niche. Um, but yeah, so it's got options for like a double hood or a single hood, buttons or
Cute.
a
Oh, I like that
zipper.
side hood thing that happens.
Yeah, it's got
Like
like sort of an
goes
offset.
over. Yeah.
You can do a zip hoodie or a pullover. You can do kangaroo pockets or inset pockets. You can do a thumb hole cuff or not. Like there's a lot of
Cute.
options in here. And um, I didn't particularly love the fabric choices that they had for it, but I sent a screenshot to my sister. She's got a 17-year-old daughter, and she said that she would like them. So I I'm cut this fabric. It's hard to see it. I should have grabbed a scrap, but the first couple times we tried to
It's
record,
like
I
a
was
pink
prepared.
plaid.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
pink check, and then the alternating color is the is a black that matches this.
Yeah, it's
Um,
like a black terry, right?
it's a French terry, which is lighter than your typical like sweatsuit fabric, and that's what my couch potato joggers were made out of, and I love it. It's thin, so it's not super warm, but it's very comfortable and light. So I've cut the coordinating fabric, and I'm working on cutting the main body fabric. So that's I was late to join this because I was working on cutting. But yeah, so that is going to be for my niece, and that's it. That's all really that I've been working on. I've done some craft booking, but I'll show you that later. And I have no finished objects, so it's yours until
Oh,
spinning.
so I have been working on some things. Just one thing. I've been really monogamous lately,
You have.
which is not normal for me. Usually I have projects in different areas. Like I have a pair of socks that sits in here. I have a pair of socks that sits in my book bag. But because I haven't been going anywhere, I've been just toting single projects around the house. So the thing that I'm really working on now, Pearl came to visit you because she heard your voice. Um,
Which is
and now
impossible because you have on headphones, but sure,
she can
okay.
still hear.
I'll go with that.
She came to visit you, and now she's like staring at me now that I've said her name. So, I have been pretty monogamous on this. This is the chamomile hat, which is part of the first tea collection by
Claire Devine.
Claire Devine, thank you. Which is a collection of hats and toucals. And Leslie and I have both knit several hats out of the first book. So it's definitely been one of my go-to hat books. Um, and
It's got
so
a lot
over
of like
the summer,
worsted and bulky
yeah,
patterns, which is
and
good
this
because
is
that's typically
DK.
what I go for with hats.
Yeah, so this is a DK pattern. And over the summer, Lux Adorna Knits was going out of business. So they had their 100% cashmere marked down pretty heavily. And I've never used 100% cashmere before. So I was like, I'm going to get some. And then it sat because I was like, it's cashmere, it's
It's
precious.
special.
Yeah. Even though it doesn't have that emotional attachment, I'm like, this was, and even though it was on sale, it was a
Mhm.
substantial amount of money. But then I took a class with, oh, who was it? She's from Rochester, New York. Anyway, it was the organized spinner class with Alana Wilcox. It was really, really good. And she was talking about like not hoarding precious things and using them up and getting joy from the using of them, but
Mhm.
also from the wearing of them. So I decided to take that kind of to heart, and you'll see that. So I'm going to add a goal to my goals, and that's to like finish like 5 projects out of special skeins this year
For the year, okay.
for the year. So maybe,
So do
maybe
you
it'll
have like
be.
an amazing skein of handspun you've been saving for something?
I have several skeins of hand spun that I've been saving to do a fade out of. So I might do that. I have some sweater lots of hand spun that I've been saving for the perfect pattern. So that might get done. I have some Kiviot that my mom got me when she went to Alaska. So I have another like kit of cashmere for a cowl that I've been saving for a long time. I bought that with you when you lived in Jersey. You and I, no, I didn't. I bought it with my sister-in-law when I went to visit them in Philly. So it's been like a good amount of time that it's been in the stash. I have some special sock yarn that has like I have an emotional attachment to, like that emo dyed, our friends, some
Yeah.
friends that are no longer dying.
I have some of that too, and I'm
Some
like, but if I
tempted
knit it,
too.
it'll be gone, and then I won't have
Yeah.
it. And like, yeah, I'm with you. We should do a craft along for special skeins this year.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. So I'm trying to use up some, and I have some fiber that like I have an emotional attachment to, like some of the SSK goodie bag
Hmm.
fibers and stuff like that. So I need to use some of this. Maybe I'll make it 6 because the rest of my numbers are 6. I don't know why this year 6 is like the number. But anyway, I'm knitting
'Cause
the
you've got the devil
hat.
in you.
I mean, that's true. Uh, I started the chamomile hat out of Lux Adorna Knits DK. I got 3 skeins of this over the summer, so each of them is around 140 yards. So on its own, not enough to do a hat, but I'm combining. So this is the first one. It's this dark blue, this teal, and then a charcoal gray. And I'm almost to the decreases, so it's almost done. And I'll get a nice little cute pom-pom on the top when it's done. I'm thinking like a black pom-pom.
You can mix the colors too.
Or charcoal gray. I could. I don't know that I'm gonna have enough even to finish the
Oh,
hat though.
okay, yeah.
So I'm a little bit, and also I feel like cashmere for a pom pom
That is kind of a
is,
waste. Yeah.
when I have the ability to purchase like very cool fake fur pom poms.
Don't you have some in your stash already,
I
or?
do. I'll have to look and see if it works color wise. But I do have some neutrals, so I'm pretty sure there's one that'll probably work. Um, and my friend Lynn has someone that she buys pom poms from on Etsy that she really, really likes too. Pom poms on Etsy are kind of like a hit or miss. Sometimes
Yeah.
people take fake fur from like Joann's and just sew it into a ball. I've gotten those before and I'm like, oh, this one was not good. So finding that Susan B. Anderson also sells pom poms on
She sells
her
the ones that like snap,
Wisconsin.
right? Like they have a.
Yeah, so that's also, and I also I got little tags with my name on them from Acreworks. So I think I'm gonna put one of those on here too,
Mm,
because I've been saving those because they're also very special.
yep.
So I'm gonna use some special stuff up. So this is chamomile hat out of Lux Adorna Knits DK. The ribbing was on size 4s. It's a double twisted rib, and the body of the hat I'm knitting on size 5s, and hopefully I'm going to get this done. I didn't do a jogless jog, which I'm regretting a little bit, but I'll just put that in the back. And
So show me the part where it's.
so where it joins, hold on, let me find my stitch marker.
Well, you
So
got
yeah,
it's.
it's,
A,
oh, I got
yeah,
a
I'm like I can't see anything for that.
so yeah, it's got a
Yeah.
little jog. I think it'll even out. Part of that is tension changing too.
Hmm.
So this is a pattern that decreases and then increases. So there's definite some tension change. So once I wash this, also cashmere, 100% cashmere is like super wash. Did you know that?
I did not.
So that's kind of cool. I was reading the tag. Like you can wash and dry it.
Mm,
What? I don't know that I'm gonna go that far. I actually hand wash all my hand
yeah.
knit. So even my socks.
Laura's
But
always got like socks soaking or
I do.
drying or.
There's always something going on at this house. So the chamomile hat is what I have been working on, but I do have a finished object.
You do. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I am very happy with it. So I finished the Twinkle Twinkle blanket by Helen Stewart.
Out
It
of
looks
hand
like,
spun.
yeah. So this was some hand spun out of Nest Fiber Studio. me do an up close so you can see the texture. So Nest Fiber Studio does what she calls batlets, and you can pick out, they're just little, or I'm sorry, nestlets. They're just little bits of top, and she color families them so that they all go together. And you can get superwash or non-superwash, which is really, really nice. So I got a set of superwash. She sells them in 8 ounces. And out of spinning that 8 ounces, I got around 1,100 yards. This was part of Stash Dash of a 2-ply. And I decided as I was spinning it that it was going to be for this pattern. Like I spun with the intent to knit this out of it. That's kind of why I went with a 2-ply, because it would be nice and open. Looking back, I'll probably do a 3-ply next time. I thought this was like a lace detail because I didn't know the pattern before I started spinning, but it's actually a texture detail. So I think a 3-ply would really make it pop more.
It's like a faux cable almost.
Yeah, almost. It does have a yarn over in it, but yeah, it's more of a texture stitch than a lace stitch.
It's a gorgeous blanket though. I love the stripe effect that you got.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I barber pooled the colors on purpose. So every ply is a different color throughout it for the most part.
I totally heard Barbara pulled it. I'm like, who's Barbara?
I barber pooled it.
That is the name of the show, Barbara Pulled.
So yeah, I'm really happy. It's around 36 inches square. I think it'll be a good size, like stroller blanket. I like that size blanket as a gift.
Yeah.
It's nice and light, and there's no one really that I have in mind for it right now. There's not a ton of pregnant people at my school right now. So, which is...
There will be when you go back.
There is a pandemic going on. So, I think that's kind of slowed some people's roll. And most teachers who are planning to have kids try to plan for their due date to be in like May. So they can take like 4 weeks there and then have the whole summer. Oh, my nose itches. Because Pearl was in here with her. She's shedding like freaking mad. Yeah. It's in March is when I typically get her shaved down. So we'll see. It's going to happen. I'm super excited about it because I'm sick of vacuuming every single day, multiple times a day.
But then she'll lose her little pantaloons for a little while.
Yeah, I cut off her pantaloons.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, she cannot keep her booty clean when she's got pantaloons.
I mean, to be fair, it's like 8 inches of hair. So yeah,
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that is it for me for finished objects. Hopefully I'll have at least one hat finished for next week. Maybe 2. We'll see. That's the plan. Or maybe socks. I thought, like, I didn't realize that I'd have a week and a half basically off. Like, I've been doing stuff for school, but a lot of it has been like Zoom type meetings, so I can sit and knit during that.
Yeah.
So or listening to audiobooks because reading is part of my job as well. So catching up on that, and I'll talk about one of those later. But yeah, I didn't realize that. I thought that blanket was going to take the whole month of February and I'd have like 2 completed skeins for the whole month of February, but now I think I'm going to have more. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Because I did the little headband too. So I've done 2 hand spun projects this month.
You're rocking out.
Pretty exciting. Well, I'm enjoying knitting with my hand spun. It makes me a better spinner. Like I can see what I'm doing, if I need to add more twist or less twist, or what's happening with different fibers. So
yeah,
I enjoy it. But you spun some, and I'm super happy that you did some spinning, friend. Why don't you talk about that?
So over the past several weeks, usually on the weekends, at least one of the days, I'll go to Laura's, and we do still distance, while I'm there. And we watch RuPaul's Drag Race, UK and US versions. And so while we're watching TV, I've been spinning. So I spun some Knit Spin Farm. It was the February or January
January. Mm-hmm.
fiber club. I forget what it was called, but it was greens. So
It's really pretty.
it is. I don't have the tag, so I have no idea what fiber it is. It's something
Do
with
you want me to
targi.
go run and grab
Yeah,
one?
if you
Okay.
know where it
You
is,
continue
sure.
talking because I can still hear you. I
Yeah.
did 'cause I had to move it when you came over because I
Um,
had to clear off your chair across the hall, like the room from me.
the one that Pearl
The
gave me
chair
the
that gets
dead eye stare for.
she loves
She's
you
so
so much.
creepy when she wants to be.
She's very good at staring people down. All right, so it is green marble. It's 100% Shetland
Oh, okay.
and sorry silk.
So
So yeah, different shades of Shetland though. This is it in the bat form.
yeah, and this is what it came out as. I did a long draw on the ladybug,
Yeah.
and I'm very happy with how it came out. I got about 250 yards. I haven't washed it yet, but it's going to be about a worsted. At least that's what it looks like. It's going to be about a worsted. But yeah, it's nicely balanced, and it was nice and fun to spin. I actually, the more I think about it, what I want to do. So our friend Kelly, um, do, uh, I forget what her name is on Ravelry, but what?
Kadu.
Okay.
Oh no, that's her Instagram name, I think.
Okay. Well, our
I don't
friend
know.
Kelly, who lives in Nashville area, um, she made this gorgeous portage sweater out of a bunch of like small sample size skeins of hand spun. And I love it so much. I need to put a link in the show notes too. I've talked about it before, but I love it so much. Every time I think about it, it makes me happy. So what I think I want to do is I've got a couple years worth of bat clubs saved up. I've spun a couple of them, but mostly I haven't. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I want to pull them out and get a rough plan of like color gradation, and I want to make a portage out of my Knit Spin Farm
Oh, that'll be great.
bats because it's a lot of garter stitch, and it could be really heavy if you were to use a worsted spun. At least for my size, it could be really heavy.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of doing a woolen spun for that. So I need to pull, maybe I'll do that today, at least just pull them out and take pictures. But I have to go through several bins worth of fabric or fiber to do that. So we'll see.
And then you have other, I mean, it's not like it's going to stop because we're members of her club. So you'll
Yeah,
be getting others too.
and if I like have a color that I really wish I had a little bit more of, probably Laura hasn't spun all of them yet. So,
I
or if
don't
she spun it, I could
know.
steal it. So,
I do combo spins with her bats a lot.
yeah.
I'm actually applying a combo spin right now from her bats that I spun last month on the Matchless long draw, which is also another way that you could do it too. You could do some combo spins too.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, where you take like half of one color and half of another and apply them together.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an option as well. But I thought, a pattern that I really love and a dyer and, crafter that I really love, that'd be good to put them together.
Yeah. Can you see what's happening right now?
Oh, is mommy not paying attention to
She's
Pearl?
just laying her head in my lap. And then she'll nudge me when I try to knit because that's what we do now.
Because your hands
So,
clearly work, but they're not doing what they should be doing.
yeah, there's that. I have been doing a lot of spinning and not a lot of flying. I know,
Shocker.
I know that's such a surprise. Uh, so I have a couple things to show y'all. 3 maybe? Let me look at the show notes. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have 3 things to show y'all spinning wise. So the first, and none of them are done. None of them are complete. The first is some cashmere that I'm spinning. So again, those precious things. Spotted You gifted me a bunch of her fibers earlier this year. It was a big old box and it was amazing. And they're all so gorgeous. I was really, I spun one that she had sent me earlier, but then I was like, oh, this stuff's so pretty. I don't know. Like, I want to spin it with intent, if that makes sense. And I don't want to mess it up. And the most intimidating to me is she sent me 2 ounces of combed top, which means all the fibers are lined up in a single row, cashmere. And so, and it's Tea on the Thames is the colorway. It's really like it is the Lauraest colorway ever.
Yeah.
And so I talked to some people because they have a weekly spin-in on Saturday nights that has some really, really good accomplished spinners in it. And it's great for like sourcing information. So I decided to spin this on the Matchless. I decided to spin it from the folds, which means you break off pieces and you're basically making it, instead of comb top, you're making it, you're jumbling the fibers a little bit. So it's more like carded.
So you're taking it from a worsted prep to a woolen prep.
Yes. And I decided to long draw it. And when I cashmere is, for those of you who don't know, the reason why cashmere pills is it's super short fibers. So this looks like it's one fiber right there, but really when I pull it off, it's maybe a quarter of an inch, maybe. I mean, you can't even see it. So it's really, really short, fine fibers. It's really soft. And so I decided to long draw it because long draw works really well with short fibers. And it is so pretty and soft. So this is the first ounce. And because it's long draw, you actually get more yardage from it. And also because when you long draw, you're adding air, so you get more yardage usually. And then because it's such a light fiber, like this is an ounce, you're getting a lot of fiber for that 2 ounces. So it's going to go pretty far. So I'm doing a 2-ply. I'm actually tempted to do a 3-ply and thread ply it as a 3rd ply with like a black thread that runs through, like a silk thread. I don't know. I haven't decided that. But when I ply, I'm going to add lots of ply twists to try to keep this together, like keep the softness, but also keep it together. It's going to be a fine balancing line. So that is the first thing that I'm working on. And it was a little bit of a struggle. Like, it's not super even, but that's okay. It's my first time spinning this fiber, and
it's a
we have
very
to start
short
somewhere.
fiber.
Yeah, we have to start somewhere and learn somewhere. So that that's being spun on my Matchless. Oh look, my dog's back. The second thing that's being, while that's finished, I have 2 of these actually. The other one's in the other room. Was on the Sparrow, which is a small wheel from Daedalus, and this is Best Wishes, Warmest Regards. And it was the Into the World Club last month. It is gray Shetland that they dyed over, and I love it.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's a good
great.
thing that it is sold out because I want a sweater's lot of it. So hopefully they will redo this again. Usually their colorways stay exclusive to the club for a year. But the last like 3 months, I've been like, you need to redye that. Like, I need more of this. There was a Krampus colorway that's on Superwash Cheviot that I'm gonna knit either mittens or socks out of, depending on how I spin it. Like, I want to like spin up all their things and knit all of them. And that's the thing too. Like, I have some special clubs that I've been saving. I have a sweaters, a lot of Captain Tight Pants that I read from Into the World that I really should spin.
That's a lot of color for a sweater, man.
Yeah, I know, but it's gonna be so pretty.
I mean, I love the color. I just, that's a lot of color for a
I think it'd
sweater.
be great for something like a boxy that's pretty plain.
Yeah,
But we'll
you
see.
definitely need something without a lot of detail in it.
Yeah, or a portage or something like that.
Mhm.
There's some Vera Valimaki sweaters that I think also would do really well with it. So yeah, so warmest regards is on there. And then this I am buying more of because she's got like 4 more braids still up. This is Hello Yarn, and it's bitter roots and sweet fruits. And this is what the fiber looks like. And then this is what it looks like on the wheel. Let me get Pearl's helping by sitting on the fiber, so you can't really see it. So I can't really move stuff. But yeah, it's coming out absolutely gorgeous. And I just want one more braid, so I have 8 ounces, so I can do something like a shawl, something substantial out of it. This was her October club. I was shocked that she had some left. She also does these coordinating packs where you can get like all the colors that make up the braid.
Mhm.
She's been doing that for a while, and I haven't really been getting any because I don't do a ton of color work, but I'm very tempted. So we'll see with this one. The merino's been a joy to spin. Everything's been really a joy to spin lately in very different ways. But I've been playing with new fiber this month. So I did that Southdown, that 100% Southdown top from Knit Spin Farm, the cashmere. I don't spin Shetland very often. That gray Shetland was a joy. So I've
You're
been
just a
doing some
bucket of
different.
sunshine.
I'm always a bucket of sunshine.
That is untrue. That is false. That is fake news.
I am the most Aries ever for people who don't know me in real life.
I don't know what that means, but yeah, okay.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I know that that's your sign. I just,
Yeah. Um, so that is what I've been working on. I'm trying to think. What have you been reading, friend? I apparently
um,
can't get any more knitting done because I have a puppy.
I'm reading a new Megan Durr book. Well, it's not new, it's new to me, called The Engineered Throne. It's, is there magic? Well, there's dragons, so I guess it's fantasy, male fantasy. Um, and I re-listened to Ender's Game. I'm kind of in the mood to listen to like series versus individual books.
Yeah.
And I've listened to the Ender's Game, I think the first 3 before. Um, but I don't think I'm going to continue listening to it. I'm not sure. It's too science fiction. The
Yeah.
second and third books are. The first is more of like space opera, but I don't know. So I'm looking for a new audio book.
Did you do Polaris Rising yet?
I don't think
I think you
so.
might like that. That's more space opera and less sciency. And
Yeah,
it's a series.
I don't particularly like space operas because it's a lot of like battles in space and I don't give a crap about it. Like I don't just tell me who won and I'll just believe you. You don't need to give me details.
I think you'll like this one. You'll have to check
Polaris
it out.
Rising.
Yes.
Let me look it up real quick. What about you? What have you been reading?
I finished Sapphire Flames and I started the next one in that series. And then I've also been reading Amari and the Night Brothers, which is a middle grade. It is a fantasy. I'm not super far into it. It's really enjoyable. It is giving me the most Wrinkle in Time vibes ever, and I love it. Like, so I'm kind of savoring it. It also has like a Men in Black type element to it, but the Wrinkle in Time vibes are because her older brother has gone missing, just like Meg and Wrinkle in Time's father has gone missing, and people in both those books people believe, oh, they've just run off, but really there's like a sciencey reason why they've gone missing. And she also reminds me of Meg as a character a lot. It starts with her getting into a fight because she's being bullied, um and it's just, oh, it's so good so far. I'm really enjoying it. So if you're looking for a good new middle grade fantasy science fiction-y thing that has like Men in Black type vibes, definite like secret organization, Definitely check out Amari and the Night Brothers. It's by BB Alston. It's a middle grade, which means it's geared towards like 10 to 15, maybe a little bit younger, 9 maybe. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, so I'm savoring. But yeah, you were gonna show your craft booking.
Oh yeah. So I spent a lot of time on calls this week for work, and frequently my team, we spend time on calls mostly just getting other people to do things so that they can fix what's broken.
Yeah.
We have really good monitoring set up for our tools, and so we know about problems before most everybody else does. So it's usually we get involved because we know there's a problem, and then we're sort of stuck being involved. So I spent a lot of time at my desk this week to sum that up. So I did some watercolor.
Ooh.
Not a lot, but like I had some like watercolor coloring pages. So I did some different like layered color in that. And then the thing that I spent most of my time on this week is I wanted to do a color, like a mixing chart. I got like a starter set of watercolors, the tubes, and I wanted to just do sort of a mixing chart. So I followed a tutorial online, and there were 20 colors. And so let me hold this up here. So the top right,
Wow.
they're the colors mixed without water added to lighten them. And then on the bottom,
Yeah.
it's the colors mixed with water to sort of lighten them. So, this was I could just take it in bits and do like, one color at a time. And so it was like 10 minutes worth of work. I could just do it here and there.
I have an upset dog because I'm not petting her enough.
I mean, she got that way through.
Lots of reinforcement.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of get a better feel for using watercolor, and yeah, so I attached them using like
Very
little
cool.
tiny grommets so they wouldn't come apart. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I've done craft booking wise this week. I don't know that I have much more to put in it this month besides project notes for the sewing and the crochet. But
Ooh, we're doing lettering today later. Maybe
we
that can
are.
go in there.
That's
We're
true.
doing a fail along that is lettering for our Patreon people.
Like fancy hand lettering. I will definitely fail at that because I do not have great handwriting. It's something I always wish I had better penmanship, but I just don't.
And something, I mean, we got kits off of Etsy that we'll talk about on the Patreon.
Yeah.
So it's something to work on. I'm going to have to clear off my desk because I have like a spinning wheel here and other things that are not going to be great for,
Yeah, I'm going to clean off
working on top of.
part of my desk as well so that I can maybe show the terrible handwriting. We'll see. But yeah, so thank you to all of our patrons on Patreon.
Yeah.
It's a way that you can support different creators, whether it's podcasters or artists or
Julia
musicians.
Marino added one.
Yeah.
And I'm totally backing her because she's doing
Teachers.
some new spin-alongs, and you get like, for the highest level, you get like small, like one Zoom a month with Jillian, like small group Zoom, I'm guessing. So I'm excited about that.
There's some great civil and social activists on there.
Yes, conscious
support
kids
their
on
work
there
as well. So definitely, if you have the ability to support, I'm not saying you should necessarily support us, but there's anybody that does good work, you should, go out and look and see if they have a Patreon, because
Nadie does, Liz Gibson does.
Yeah,
There's some really good ones
every
out
little
there.
bit helps. Fat Squirrel does as well.
Yeah.
So Yeah, but I think that's it until our thing later. I mean, this won't go up until after that anyway, but
Yeah, we'll see some of you there.
yeah. But yeah, we hope you guys have a good week.
I have a ring
Uh-oh.
light and Pearl just pushed it over because it was in her way.
She's like, look, I'm going to get your attention one way or the other. And this might be the way. But okay, well, we're going to say goodbye so that Pearl can get her positive reinforcement.
Uh-huh. For negative behavior.
And we'll talk to you next week. Bye,
Bye,
y'all.
y'all.